Hello everyone, I'm Yoshi22 and welcome back to All Kerbalkind. Following the success of last episode's NF-106 space shot, FAST Corp has been cleared to begin development of an orbital-class launch vehicle. The first step towards that goal is Hydrus 1X, a ballistic missile powered by a single LR-87 engine, destined to become the lower stage of the company's first orbital launcher. Standing ready at Vandenberg, this test vehicle has been heavily underfueled to comply with local pad restrictions, raising concerns that aerodynamic stresses could destroy the missile during its ascent. But with reports of a satellite launch by the Chinese and looming pressure from stakeholders, FAST Corp can no longer afford to wait. Hydrus 1X is go for launch. The ascent proceeds as planned, with both the LR-87 and its vernier engines performing as expected. After the main engine cuts off, the terminal RCS guidance stage and payload fairings separate without issue. After aligning to the proper trajectory and spinning up, the terminal booster ignites, propelling the dummy warhead and its sensor equipment from apoapsis of over 1300 kilometers. Data continues to stream back to ground stations for a while longer, before connection is lost. Payload is presumed to have burnt up on re-entry, having completed the downrange milestone. Hitting a top speed of Mach 3.4, FAST Corp's NF-106, now refurbished, climbs to an altitude of 47 kilometers, completing another NASA X-Planes contract, this time far away over the Pacific Ocean. FAST Corp executive leadership has been busy during these past few months, dealing with an onslaught of noise complaints from January's Starshot flight, and working towards their next big step. In short, we did what we do best. So, we bought another military base. This is the Pacific Missile Range Facility, located in Hawaii. The PMRF was previously operated by the US Navy, who used it as a test site for the development of various post-war missiles. With ocean all around for thousands of miles, the PMRF is perfectly suited for FAST Corp's orbital ambitions, something that is also reflected by the rather large sum of money that the company spent on purchasing and expanding the facility. We may return to our launch site at Vandenberg in the future, but for now, under FAST ownership, Hawaii will see new life as our primary location for our future rocket launches. September 3rd, 1968. A new rocket, named Initiative, now stands ready on Launchpad A1 at the missile range, fueled up and ready to launch into low Earth orbit. As the countdown nears zero, local island spectators hold their breath and listen for the LR-87's iconic turbopump sound. As the rocket passes 12 kilometers, the control system suffers a minor skill guidance issue, causing two of the control fins to come apart during the ascent. Nevertheless, Initiative continues its ascent and reaches Pico. The upper stage X405H starts up and separates from the missile, alongside the upper tank covers. Well, it was bound to happen eventually.
Oh man! Oh god! Oh man! Oh god! Oh man! Oh god! Oh man! Oh god! Oh man! Oh god!
Engineers in mission control hold their breath as the engine continues to fire. Miraculously, the X405H pulls through, delivering ILEOS Alpha into low Earth orbit. But all is not quite well. It turns out that the engine failure has resulted in a less than optimal insertion, with the satellite not quite meeting its required orbital parameters. But controllers hastily form a plan to save the satellite. By aligning retrograde and firing the reverse separation motors, the satellite still attached, craft manages to raise its periapsis by a considerable margin. Discarding the guidance stage using its RCS, ILEOS Alpha is now in its final resting orbit, having completed the NASA contract and having achieved an important milestone for FAST Corp. Hey, what's up? Okay, and? Well, you got a point. Alright, let's do this. September 5th, 1968. Taking off from the missile range, Steve Kerman intends to, much like William did 8 months prior, reach the Kármán line, the NF-106. Having already flown a smaller 47-kilometer hop back in June, Steve has had plenty of flight time in the airframe already. Still, mission planners give him a direct order to conserve fuel and stay near Hawaii, ensuring that fuel margins are sufficient for a safe return trip. Opening the liquid oxygen valves, Steve propels the aircraft beyond Mach 4, before pitching into a zoom climb. He doesn't quite reach the same speeds as William, but he nevertheless achieves an apoapsis of 103 kilometers, narrowly achieving the goal of passing the Kármán line. This time, the descent is remarkably uneventful, and the return to the PMRF goes smoothly. Touching down on runway 14, the drag chutes slow the aircraft down without incident. Steve taxis it to its designated hangar, concluding the second Starshot flight of 1968. And that's it for today's episode. Thank you for watching. I also want to thank you all for the support on the series so far. Seeing all of your comments and discussions across the various community servers has been absolutely incredible to see. It makes me very happy to be working on a project like this. I've been your Truth22, and I hope to see you next time.